Yay! I'm back. Hot Thursday night on our network. Bet That with Robbie the Rockets. Good evening. Good happy Thursday, man. Lot to talk about. I won't be long today. You know, I got a flight to catch, like they say. So I won't be long today for you bettors, man. But I got some hot ones, man. I feel upset alert. I'm feeling upset alert when I get a hit. I got that upset alert. We're going to start on, last couple weeks, college been, showing me love. Pro, I ain't been too good. But like I keep saying, my disclaimer, I'll be rich if I knew if I was right all the time. But let's see if we can, get on, bounce back and see what we can do today. I'm opening it up this weekend with good old Texas Longhorns. Now, Texas Longhorns, Iowa State game. In my eyes, I believe this is a trap game. I call it a trap game for Texas. Texas looking forward to Oklahoma State, undefeated Oklahoma State. Iowa State, they always play Texas good. The spread went off at 16.5. And you know me, like I said, I got to thinking. And I got to thinking. And I got to thinking. And I started looking. And as I started looking, no lie, I had Texas minus 16.5. But what a little bird went on my shoulder and said, man, they looking ahead to Oklahoma State, man. Give me, the spread went out 16.5. The over and under was what, 48.5? I said, okay, give me old Iowa State, 16.5. Bet that. Now, good old-fashioned SEC. You know I love to stay in the SEC, y'all. I love to stay in the SEC. I got Ole Miss. Good old Miss. And good old Auburn. Good old Auburn. Auburn got Bama coming up not too long ago, a couple weeks, so as you know. Good old Miss got the Ole Miss show. They got like they had a pro show. They got the Ole Miss show. I got to see a couple players, quarterback, receivers, and as I got to looking, the spread went out at 14.5. The over and under was 55.5, and I'm looking like good old backyard SEC brawl. Anything can happen in the SEC. Man, you giving me 14 points, 14.5 points. Auburn getting 14.5 points. I had to take that. Give me Auburn plus 14.5. Bet that. Now, I don't mess around with these type games, you know what I'm saying? But this type of game that is like easy money, like the bettors, the bookies, they give you easy chance to win some money. I'm looking at old Minnesota versus Illinois. Now, Minnesota and Illinois, this will seem like a boring game. You wouldn't even turn it on your TV. But when I look at things and I say, man, for money and value, and I was like, man, the money and value. The spread went off at 6.5. The over and under was 39.5. And I'm looking, I'm just doing my homework. As I'm doing my homework, I got to looking. And I said, man, Illinois, Minnesota is going to be a boring game, slow game. The over and under is what? The under is 39.5, so it's going to be a boring game. It's going to be a defensive game, as we see. Because college, them spreads be 66, 67 over and unders. But as I look at it right now, I said, man, give me Illinois 6.5. Bet that. Told them upset week, upset alert. I'm coming to the Bay Area. It's upset alert. I'm bringing the bird with me, upset alert. So as I got to looking, good old Michigan. Running in old Penn State. Good old Michigan and old Penn State. Good old Michigan. I like Michigan, y'all. 4th in the country. They ain't out respected. They cover the spread every week. And I looked at it. The spread went off at 6.5. The over and under was 50.5. 50.5. And they give it Penn State 6.5. Come on, man. Am I stupid or not? I'll be a fool not to take Michigan minus 6.5 over Penn State. Bet that. Bet it again. Now, good old Kansas versus Oklahoma. Good old Norman, Oklahoma. Good old Norman, boy, I see some colors out there in Oklahoma. Old Norman, Oklahoma. Man, the Blue Review, glamorous. But as I look at this, Kansas got a chip on their shoulder. They should have won last week. I put the whole house on Kansas last week to win, and they let me down at the end. But that's okay. It's a bounce back. The spread went off at 9.5. The over is 62.5. Oklahoma is giving Kansas 9.5 points. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. If Kansas would have won last week, they'll be the whole talk of college football right now. College football might be back at their school this week. But you giving me 9 points. I came off a heartbreaking loss. I say Kansas bounce back. Give me 9. Give me 9 points. Beat me by 9. Bet that. Take Kansas with the points. Now, North Carolina State versus good old Syracuse. Good old Syracuse. Good old Carrier Dome. Like I said, I've been in the Carrier Dome. You know what I'm saying? The Carrier Dome, nice. Nice little Carrier Dome. That's in the Donovan McNabb days when the Cardinal Melo Anthony's was there. I was out there in them days in old Syracuse. Syracuse looked good, but nobody's respecting them like I said, too. The point spread went off at 3.5. The over and under went off at, 41.5? So as I'm sitting here and I'm like, Syracuse, they've been winning. They've been winning. They under the radar, but they're not really under the radar, but they under the radar. And North Carolina State, man, I'm telling you, North Carolina State is like kind of like my baby sleeper. I love North Carolina State. The spread went off at 3.5. The over and under went off at 41.5. I'm not no fool. Y'all think y'all slick. Give me my 3.5. Take North Carolina State with the 3.5. Bet that. Now, good old Razorbacks. Good old Arkansas. All my family, shout out to all my family in old Little Rock, Arkansas. Good old Arkansas. Good old Razorbacks. They got to travel to go play the Mormons out there in BYU. And the Mormons don't play out there in BYU and that Utah, that Brigham Young. Good old Brigham Young, good old Steve Young. Brigham Steve Young. The spread went off at 1.5. The spread went off at 1.5. And I'm sitting there like, Arkansas running game, BYU can't even beat USC or UCLA. They can't beat none of them teams. And I'm sitting there like, man, Arkansas, SEC, playing against the Mormons, I'll take SEC all day long. Give me Arkansas to win the game straight up. Bet that. Now, as y'all know, them are my 7 picks I like this weekend. You don't have to like those picks, y'all. Like I tell y'all, you don't have to like these picks, but that's my picks of the week. And $10 is going to get you $898.57. Bet that. Now, we get to the big boys. We was at the JVs. I was talking to y'all about my JV picks. Now we got to go up to VAR. JV play at 5:30, VAR play at 7:30. So now we got to roll up to varsity, man. Where them big boys at, where them big boys get paid for, you understand me? We got tonight. I hope y'all can get this bet in before the 6 o'clock tip-off. We got this bet. The bet of the day. Washington Redskins, Washington Commanders. Everybody slip every now and then because we've been calling them that for so long, but the Commanders. I don't even know what their name is, but they call it the Commanders as right now. Going against the old Bears. Good old Chi-Town. Chi-Town Bears. Interesting. Spread went off at 1. Over and under is 37.5. I heard something today. Carson Wentz has not lost on primetime. He's 6-0 on primetime. And I got to thinking, I'm like, man, who am I bet on this game? This is a trash game. The over and under is 37.5. They horrible offense, two horrible teams. No team whatsoever. And I got to look and I said, man, I'm going to ride the lane. I'm going to take Washington to win the game straight up. Bet that. Carson Wentz will be 7-0 on primetime. Bet that. Now, good old Tampa Bay. It's a story about a man named Brady. He is playing them Pittsburgh Steelers with 3 little boys. So I got thinking, the spread was -8, and we came together for 44.5. And I said, we just gonna ride the way, and we gonna just bet Tampa Bay, Tommy Brady, Bay Area product. We breeze quarterbacks out the Bay Area product, Tommy Brady. Take Tommy Brady to win the game. West side. Yes, sir. And like I said, that's going to be a good game. Bet that. Jacksonville Jaguars and the Colts. Now, this game be going back and forth, y'all. I don't understand it. I don't even know. The spread went from 2.5 to 1.5, 2.5 to 1.5. Over and under is 42.5. And in this game right here, it'll be 41 points total. That's how these bookies think they slick. So I said, okay, y'all want to be slick? The pick is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Upset, I'll tell you, upset alert, upset week. Jacksonville Jaguars will prevail, and they will beat the Colts. Bet that straight up. Now, my upset of the week. Upset alert. We got those old Green Bay Giants. I'll call them Green Bay Giants, not Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Giants going against these old New York Jets. Jets, hold Jets, go Jets, go Jets. And as I sit here, that boy don't have nothing over there. Devontae Adams, he was laying in the bed looking at a picture. I see him looking at a picture like, I miss you so much. Cry, baby. You dropped your dime, the Raiders picked it up. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Give me the goddamn Green Bay Packers to not cover the spread. The Jets will cover the 7. Bet that. And look, now we got a good one. We got these non-respected New York Giants playing against one of the top quarterbacks in the league right now. Pay that man. That's a cold brother. Pay that man. And I got to looking. Spread went off at 6.5. And the over and under is 44.5. Now, the Giants they got that Saquon, that Barkley over there. Oh, he bops. The quarterback look good. They got a few little receiving core, but their defense is very underrated. Y'all don't check that defense. That defense is very. They gave Green Bay a problem. But it's just a little bit too much Lamar Jackson, man. The spread is 6. I got the Baltimore Ravens. This is my lock of the week. I got the Baltimore Ravens busting the Giants -6. Bet that. Now, good old ATL. I'm kind of upset, y'all. I'll tell you a little story. I planned this for a long time to go to the ATL to see my 49ers. I planned it. I was supposed to be in the house this weekend. I planned it, but it didn't happen. But that's okay. It's always family first. Rest in peace to my uncle. Go celebrate for him. Rest in peace to him. And I got my 49ers. I'm going to have to watch y'all at 10 o'clock in the morning versus me watching y'all at 11 o'clock. But that's okay. The spread went off at 5.5. The over and under was 44.5. Now, me, I know my team. Times when we go to play at 10 o'clock in the morning, California time, they're half asleep. They just don't wake up till about the fourth quarter, third quarter. And the spread is 5.5. Why is this spread 5.5? Atlanta is horrible. Trap game. I said, okay, since y'all want to do that, I'm going against my team this weekend. Give me 5.5. I'm taking Atlanta. Bet that. And around it on out, we got one of them old division, West Coast division, in division. We got the good old Sea Chickens playing them old Cardinals. I call them Cardinals. Cardinals versus Sea Chickens. Now, the spread went off at 3. The over and under was 50.5. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm sitting here going, and I'm sitting here flowing. And I said, okay, Seattle, Geno Smith, Russell Wilson, where you at? Geno Smith. And I got that brother over there, Murray. So I'm sitting there, Kyler Murray. He gonna be running left to right. He may not run straight, but that boy can run left to right. Like that way. He don't ever run straight. And then did he turn around and be a magician and throw one to a 100-yard pass. So by me saying that, the spread went off at 3. I'm taking the Cardinals -3 over the Sea Chickens. Bet that. Now, I got a little something special. I wasn't gonna do this, but since I'm on here and I'm getting to round it up, that $10 will win you $683.44. Like I said, those are the ones I like this weekend. If you like something, bet it, put a little few extra dollars on it. Like I told you, you want to bet some straight up stuff, or if you had something that you did you wasn't think you wasn't sure of, and I just gave you the positivity to do it, bet that. And now this weekend, I'm getting ready to go travel, and got this big homecoming for my high school. Shout out to the Padone Valley Spartans. We gonna be in the house. 94, we gonna be in the house playing against one of our little teams we always just beat up on, scrape up on. Y'all put the point spread at 49. So you bettors out there, if they put the point spread at 49, they giving us 49. Bet that. Take that 49. We gonna shock the nation this weekend. Remember that. We shocking y'all this weekend in the Bay Area. We shocking the whole Bay Area. And on that note, this is Robbie the Rocket, man. It's Bet That, and I'm out.